Hey guys, welcome to another video from ecopoint. And today I have a couple of questions to discuss with you guys, and hopefully this will really help you in your CUET entrance exam. The standard error of the sample mean when sampling from an infinite population or a very large population is, well, we know that we are talking about the sampling distribution here, and we wish to find out sigma x bar, where x bar is equal to the sample mean or mean of the sampling distribution. So it is x1 plus x2 till xn whole thing upon n. Now, to reach this standard deviation or sampling error, we have to find out the variance. Now, variance of x bar is basically the variance of x1 plus x2, so on and so forth till xn whole thing upon n. Now, you know when you have, now we know that in variance, if I have to find out the variance of ax plus b, it is equal to a square variance of x, right? So 1 upon n square comes out common, and then you have variance of x1 plus so on and so forth, which by the linearity you will be able to break, and this is variance of xi. All the variances are equal, so n times of this, and hence you get variance of xi upon n. 1n cancels, so therefore you get sigma square by n. Now standard deviation or the standard error is sigma x bar, which will be sigma upon root n. This is something that you should know by heart. So A is the correct option. Now let's get you to a twist in this kind of scenario. So suppose you have a simple random sampling without replacement. Without replacement from a finite population of size n, capital N. The standard error of the sample mean includes the finite population correction factor. What is this finite population correction factor? These are the options given to you, and the correct answer is option A. But why do we have this? Finite population correction, which is also called FPC, is equal to square root of capital N minus n upon capital N minus 1. This is the case similar to the case of hypergeometric. If you can recall, in hypergeometric, your variance, since it's a specific case of like binomial but without replacement, and since it's without replacement, therefore there would be that covariance which will come in play. All right, and because of which you have this finite population correction. So this time your sigma x bar is equal to sigma upon root n, but multiplied by this population correction. So capital N minus n upon n minus 1. Let's try to understand this. So I'm going to give you a simple scenario. Just imagine that you have a big jar with marbles, with say finite number 1000 marbles. So this is your population this time. It's a finite population, 1000. Now suppose you want to estimate the average weight of all marbles by weighing only 100 marbles. Now, so your lowercase n The sample that you're taking out the sample of 100 marbles. Now, if suppose the jar had infinite or millions of marbles in it, okay, and you're just taking out 100 marbles, then and you are trying to just use the weight of 100 marbles to understand the weight of the entire jar of marbles, all the marbles, then there would be a standard error. There would be an error in your estimation, and that would be sigma upon root n, that is sigma by 10. Now imagine if if your jar has limited number of marbles, only 1,000 marbles, finite population, and you are taking out 100 marbles, and you will estimate the weight from that sample and try to figure out the weight of the entire population. Then think about it. Shouldn't your standard error become a little smaller because you just have 1,000? So thinking from 100 to infinite, of course, should have more error compared to thinking from 100 to just 1,000. That's where this concept of finite population correction comes in. So the jar has only 1,000 marbles, finite number of marbles, and when you are taking out 100 marbles without replacing, okay, then that means that you are actually taking out 10%, 10% of all. Now you yourself try to think about it. If this is the scenario, you are taking out 10% of the marbles, then when you are thinking about the weight of these 1,000 marbles, how wrong can you get? You can say more accurately about the remaining 90% here, right? So because of this 10%, since I'm taking 10%, much less uncertainty about the remaining 90% would be there. Now this should reflect in the formula, and your sigma x bar now should shrink. This shrinking factor is your finite population correction, which essentially is square root of n minus n upon n minus 1. More intuitively, if I would like to tell you, suppose n is very small. So it is like almost very small compared to the population. So that would mean n upon n is almost minuscule. It is tending towards almost 0, right? Now in this case, n minus 1, in this case only, n minus n would almost be n only because n is very small in comparison to capital N. And n minus 1 would also be almost n only because you're just taking 1 out of n, right? So that is in any case almost equal to capital N only. Therefore, if you look at this correction, n minus n upon n minus 1, isn't it almost same as n upon n, that is 1? So standard error, or the standard deviation of your sample is same as sigma upon root n, that is same as the infinite population case. Okay. Now, this was one case. Now, case 2. Now, suppose you're taking a very big sample, almost n is equal to capital N, almost equal to the population. So you're taking like the entire population. Now what should happen in this case? In this case, don't you think standard error should be like absolutely minuscule because you have taken the entire population? And by this formula also you will realize that because n minus n is almost equal to 0. We are taking it equal, so it is equal to 0. And n minus 1 is just n minus 1. So, therefore, if you look at your correction, it is 0 upon n minus 1. No matter what n is, this will be 0. So your standard error itself would turn into 0 because you will be multiplying with 0. And isn't this very logical? If you're taking the entire population, so there should be no uncertainty at all, right? And the third case is the case that we've been talking about. If you say you're taking half of the population, if you're taking half of the population, okay, 50% of the population you've taken, then your correction would be n by 2, n minus n would be capital N minus n by 2, so n by 2 left upon n minus 1. So which you can say is almost, because see, n minus 1 is almost n, so isn't it almost 0.5? So square root of 0.5, right? Which is almost equal to, which is 0.707. So what is it telling you? It is telling you that the standard error is reduced to 70% of sigma upon root n, that is the infinite case, okay, infinite population case, right? So this is what is essentially your finite population correction. And hence, if this kind of a question comes in play, do not forget this. Option A, when it comes to this question that I have provided to you, option A is the correct option. And this is something that you can also relate with hypergeometric, which is a special case of binomial. And it is basically binomial scenario without replacement. So recall that the expected value in case of hypergeometric, if you are taking out a sample of n from the population n and you are taking out k special objects, this will be same as binomial. Now the probability p is of the special object, it is n. N is the sample and the probability from the population of capital N is k by n. So this is your expected value. Similarly, variance, if you can recall, is NPQ. So NPQ means n k upon n, n minus k upon n multiplied by, since it's a without replacement case, so you don't have that independence here. There would be covariance somewhere involved. So this is the correction factor that you use here, n minus n upon n minus k. And this is the same thing that you will find here. It's exactly the same thing. So I hope you will remember this for future. Thank you very much.